You ever notice how sometimes Satan just jumps in and he tries to mess up the plans of Christians, tries to tear down the things that we're doing and discourage us and get us off guard? That's all the more reason why we need to keep our focus on God with our great expectations that God will deliver us, that God will provide for us. God will always bring us back to where He wants us to be, strong in His will and able to serve and bring glory to Him. So something to consider today as we continue our great expectations. How clearly do we understand what we should expect from God? I want to take you back to Sunday's message as we, in Acts chapter 12, have discussed how the Lord came to Peter's rescue and ultimately led to a rescue from Herod, not from just Peter, but for all Christians. And so Sunday we saw in detail how Herod had in his feeble mind great expectations all laid out to bolster himself and ultimately to be the root of Peter's demise. That was his plan. So we look again at Acts chapter 12, verse 11, and it tells us, and when Peter was come to himself, he said, Now I know of a surety that the Lord hath sent an angel and hath delivered me out of the hands of Herod, and from all the expectations of the people of the Jews. Oh, wow. You look at that. Not just delivered him from Herod, but from the expectations of the Jews as well. We consider this message in this verse, we should see that sure, Herod certainly had his expectations for Peter and for Christians as in general as well. And likewise, the Jews also had expectations that Herod had James executed. Peter's demise was coming soon. The Jews must have been assuming. There must have been their expectations to understand what Herod's plan most likely looked like. You can imagine that Peter's being imprisoned became the talk of the town during this holiday season. And it was probably giving Herod much delight. Peter here coming to his senses, though he realizes that this rescue that he has been in, this rescue that he has been a part of, was his rescue, and it came from the Lord, and not only delivered him first from Herod's plan, but also delivered him from the expectations of the evil intentions, and also the expectations of the Jews. For the Jews just knew that Peter was going to be executed as soon as the holiday was over. Herod's just playing on this using Peter to begin bolster himself up. Man's evil plans, however, do not always come to pass as they are planned. God is continually thwarting man's plans, and maybe even in very simple ways. But take yourself. Consider your own expectations in the flesh. If you are able to do such a thing in true humbleness of spirit, okay, maybe your plans work out. But many times, how many will you say of you will say, they didn't work out all the way you had them planned? Now that you give some serious consideration to that, sometimes when you look out at the world and you watch the news, it seems as if the plans of evil man all come to pass. But see, the media and Satan, will bunch those things all together. Or I'll bunch both of them together to play up on evil and immoral actions to produce a maximum impact and to shine a spotlight on the evilness of the world. You see, Satan is continually creating a warped view of what's going on, and a deception, and likewise so is the media. In most cases, so Here it is setting the expectations upon God that should become visible, that he is the one who is doing and is continually thwarting the evil plans of man. It is God who's in control. And Satan, as far as he is concerned, that in man's eyes, if they be opened and their ears willing to hear, they would know and recognize that Satan is not in charge, that man is not in charge, but that God and God alone are in charge. Who's in control? Who do you trust to be in control? Think about all that goes on around you, but are you paying attention to what is happening in your life? Are you paying attention to what God is doing, or are you focusing on what you are doing or what man is doing?